So now we're going to talk about some sets. So the first thing we need to know about sets is that this is how they are denoted, with curly braces like this. Those are curly braces. So the first set that we need to take into consideration is a set of what's called counting numbers. Right? So what are our counting numbers? Well, what are the numbers that you count? You have one of something, you obviously have one, and you have another one, you have two and three, and so on. So our counting numbers like that start at 1, 2, 3, 4, and go on and on. Right? Those are counting numbers. Yeah, it starts at 1 because when you count, you start at 1. So our next set that we're going to have is going to have the counting numbers in it, but also some other numbers. Well, one specifically. So that number that it has that the counting numbers not have is 0. And this set is called whole numbers. So again, it has counting numbers plus 0, or as well as 0. So then, what is missing here? It's just the right side of 0. But we know, if we look at it like a number line, that to the left of 0, we have negative numbers. The opposite of these counting numbers, right? So this is a whole numbers. So the set that contains the counting numbers 0 as well as the opposites of the counting numbers is called the set of integers. So we have ellipses here, so it goes that way forever. Then we'll start at like -3, -2, 0, 1, 2, 3, and then it goes this way. So that is our integers. So from here, we have the counting numbers, right? Then we took those counting numbers and added 0. That became our whole numbers. We took those whole numbers and added the opposites of them, and then that became our set of integers. So the next set we have is called the set of rational numbers. Rational numbers. And what the set of rational numbers introduces is the numbers between the integers, right? The fractions. So because there's so many numbers in between each integer, we can't just write it out as we would with these ones. So what we say is the rational number is a divided by b, and which is, we say such that a is a integer b is an integer and b cannot be 0. So that's how we denote the rational numbers. So again, counting numbers plus 0 are the set of whole numbers. Then if we introduce the opposites of the numbers, it becomes a set of integers. And then if we introduce the numbers in between those numbers, all the fractions, this becomes a set of rational numbers. And it's a rational number as long as it can be expressed as an integer divided by an integer. And as long as b is not equal to 0, right? Because we can't divide by b. So that is how we express our rational numbers in a set. So again, they all compile together until we get to rational numbers, and that's all of them together, as well as the fractions in between.